Thank you for choosing Lenco Pro Control Auto. For comfort and control, nothing comes close. The Pro Control Auto system consists of three main components. At the stern of the vessel are the trim tabs, fitted with best-in-class SD Pro Smart actuators. On board, you will also find the Pro Control IMU puck. This device senses changes in vessel dynamics such as pitch, roll, and yaw in real time to inform Pro Control's auto-leveling software. Finally, at the core of the system on the helm is the Pro Control Auto keypad. The keypad allows for automatic and manual operation of the system, as well as commissioning and diagnostic functionality. The Pro Control Auto keypad has three different CAN connectors on the rear. The short connection is for the Lenco 2K network. This is a private connection between the keypad and actuators. Those familiar with NMEA 2000 style networking components will recognize many commonalities between the Lenco 2K and NMEA 2000 networks. However, the two networks should never be interconnected. Aside from the actuators, Ts, terminators, power drop, and the keypad's Lenco 2K connection only, nothing else should be connected to the Lenco 2K network. The next connector at the rear of the keypad is for connection to CAN P and CAN H on Mercury SmartCraft networks. This will allow for additional features to be unlocked when combined with Mercury propulsion. If the vessel is not equipped with Mercury propulsion, you will use the supplied purple wire pigtail to connect from this port on the keypad to the ignition. This will serve as a wake wire to place the system in and out of standby mode when powering the key switch on and off. Regardless of propulsion manufacturer, you will still receive all the core best-in-class elements of Pro Control Auto. Finally, the longest cable on the keypad is an NMEA 2000 connection. This cable should be connected using an additional micro-C drop cable and micro-CT connector into the vessel's global NMEA 2000 backbone. No other cables on the Pro Control Auto keypad should be connected into the vessel's global NMEA 2000 backbone. The Pro Control IMU receives satellite GPS data and measures multiple performance factors on board the vessel, including pitch, roll, yaw, and speed. The IMU should be mounted in an area subject to as little excess vibration as possible, with the arrow on top of the unit pointed towards the bow of the vessel. The IMU must receive GPS signal to function and must also be located an adequate distance away from other onboard items so as not to receive electromagnetic interference. The Pro Control IMU connects into the vessel's global NMEA 2000 network using a micro-C drop cable and a micro-CT connector. When both the Pro Control Auto keypad and Pro Control Auto IMU are connected on the same global NMEA 2000 network, they will automatically locate and connect to each other. It is important not to connect the Pro Control Auto IMU to the Lenco 2K network, or else the system will not function. At the stern of the vessel, the SD Pro actuators are connected into the Lenco 2K network using the supplied micro-C components. It is important for system functionality that the SD Pro actuators are not connected to the vessel's global NMEA 2000 network. Each SD Pro actuator connects into the Lenco 2K CAN network using micro-CT connectors and finishing with a terminating resistor. Drop cables will connect the actuators to the T connectors. Coming directly off each actuator are two power leads, which should be fitted with 20 amp circuit protection, and 5 CAN leads. All wires will connect using two supplied Deutsch connectors, which must be firmly seated with the wire leads installed in the correct orientation. Upon initial power-up, the Pro Control Auto keypad will enter the first of its commissioning menus. This menu can be entered or re-entered at any time by pressing and holding all 4 lower up and down buttons for 3 seconds. While the system is in the commissioning menu, the green LEDs next to the auto and hold buttons will be alternately flashing. This menu has 4 submenus as indicated by the left-hand LEDs on the keypad dial face. The submenus are Data Verification, Keypad Locating, Actuator Commissioning, and Actuator Position Assignment. In the data verification menu, indicated by the first left-hand LED flashing, the ProControl Auto system will look for 6 sets of data as indicated by illuminated LEDs on the right-hand side of the dial face. If a particular piece of data is not detected by the system, the corresponding LED will not be illuminated when in the data verification menu. From the top down, the first LED indicates speed over ground data is present. This is required for system functionality and is received from the ProControl Auto IMU. The second LED indicates shift position data, and the third LED indicates engine RPM data from the vessel's propulsion source are both available. These data inputs enhance system operation but are not required for automatic functionality. The fourth LED is for Mercury SmartCraft digital throttle and shift applications only and indicates that throttle lever demand data is present. This feature enhances system performance but is not required for operation. The fifth and sixth LEDs indicate attitude and attitude rate data, respectively, and are required for ProControl Auto to function. Attitude data comes from the ProControl IMU. Upon initial configuration, the fifth and sixth LED may be flashing as data initializes. Wait until the LEDs are lit solid before proceeding. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release. The second left-hand LED will flash to indicate the system is locating keypads. The right-hand LEDs correspond to the number of keypads installed in the ProControl Auto system. The maximum number of allowable keypads is 3, 1 base station, and up to 2 remote flybridge keypads. Remote keypads are connected over the vessel's global NMEA 2000 network and not the Lenco 2K network. Turn the dial counterclockwise again and release. The third left-hand LED will flash to indicate the system is commissioning the actuators. The right-hand LEDs correspond to the number of actuators installed in the ProControl Auto system. The maximum number of allowable actuators is 4, up to 2 port and 2 starboard. Using the pitch up and down buttons in the center of the dial face, select the correct number of actuators installed in the system. Next, long press the dim button to auto-locate the actuators. Actuators are only to be connected over the Lenco 2K network, not the vessel's global NMEA 2000 network. Turn the dial counterclockwise again and release. The fourth left-hand LED will flash to indicate the system is assigning a position, port or starboard, to the actuators. Ensure both trim tabs are clear from obstructions and able to move freely. Press the dim button on the keypad and one tab will begin pulsating on the stern of the vessel. At the same time, the right-hand LEDs will scroll up and down to indicate tab movement is occurring. Audibly or visually confirm that the starboard tab, and only the starboard tab, is pulsating. If the port tab is pulsating, press the All Up button on the keypad dial face once. The keypad will flash. Press the dim button, and now the starboard tab should begin pulsating. Once the starboard tab is pulsating, the system now knows the correct location of the port and starboard trim tabs. To exit the setup menu, press and hold all 4 lower up and down buttons for 1 second. ProControl Auto has a number of different settings to customize the ride of the vessel and the responsiveness or authority of the system. These settings are accessed in the calibration menu. To enter the calibration menu, press the auto, hold, and dim buttons at the same time and hold them for 3 seconds. On the first power-up after installation, the system will automatically enter this menu upon exiting the configuration menu. The auto and hold green LEDs will begin to slow flash in sync to indicate the keypad is in calibration mode. The ProControl Auto calibration menu has 7 submenus where users can change performance parameters of the system. These submenus correspond to the left-hand LEDs on the dial face. They are Actuator Extension Speed, Pull Shot Activation Speed, Pull Shot Intensity, On-Plane Transition Speed, On-Plane Delta Pitch, Controller Aggression Level, and Throttle on Demand Pitch. When the first LED in the calibration menu is flashing, the actuator rate of travel can be adjusted. The options for actuator rate of travel are 1 through 5 as indicated by the LEDs on the right-hand side of the dial face. In setting 1, the system will operate at the slowest possible rate, and in setting 5, the system will operate at the fastest possible rate. Use the all up and all down buttons on the center of the dial face to adjust the speed settings 1 through 5. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release. The second left-hand LED will begin flashing, indicating that the whole shot activation speed can be adjusted. This is the speed over ground at which the system will deploy the trim tabs to enter whole shot mode when the vessel is attempting to get on plane. There are 9 speed options as indicated by the LED indicators on the right-hand side of the dial face. In order, each LED corresponds to a 1 mile per hour increment, beginning at 3 miles per hour at a minimum and ending at 11 miles per hour at a maximum. The speed over ground at which the system deploys the tabs for whole shot can be adjusted by using the all up and all down buttons on the dial face. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release. The third left-hand LED will begin flashing, indicating that the whole shot intensity can be adjusted. This is the percentage to which the system will deploy the trim tabs to when entering whole shot mode as the vessel is attempting to get on plane. There are 9 percentage options as indicated by the LED indicators on the right-hand side of the dial face. In order, each LED corresponds to a greater percentage increment, beginning at 0% tab deployment at a minimum and ending at 100% tab deployment at a maximum. The whole shot intensity can be adjusted by using the all up and all down buttons on the dial face. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release. The fourth left-hand LED will begin flashing, indicating that the on-plane transition speed can be adjusted. This is the speed at which the system will consider the vessel on plane, exit the whole shot sequence, and enter auto leveling. There are 9 speed options as indicated by the LED indicators on the right-hand side of the dial face. In order, each LED corresponds to a greater speed increment, beginning at 8 miles per hour at a minimum and ending at 24 miles per hour at a maximum. The on-plane transition speed can be adjusted by using the all up and all down buttons on the dial face. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release. The fifth left-hand LED will begin flashing, indicating that the vessel pitch offset on plane, or on-plane delta pitch, can be adjusted. This function controls the amount of tab deployed at slower speeds. There are 9 pitch offset options as indicated by the LED indicators on the right-hand side of the dial face. In order, each LED corresponds to a greater increment in degrees of pitch offset, beginning at 0 additional degrees at a minimum and ending at 3.5 degrees at a maximum. The on-plane delta pitch can be adjusted by using the all up and all down buttons on the dial face. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release. The sixth left-hand LED will begin flashing, indicating that the controller aggression level can be adjusted. This function sets the speed at which the system reacts to dynamic changes when in auto mode. There are 5 speed options as indicated by the LED indicators on the right-hand side of the dial face. In order, each LED corresponds to a greater system speed, beginning at 20% at a minimum and ending at 100% at a maximum. The controller aggression level can be adjusted by using the all up and all down buttons on the dial face. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release. The 7th left-hand LED will begin flashing, indicating that the throttle on-demand pitch can be activated or deactivated. This function is for Mercury digital throttle and shift equipped vessels only and will factor throttle lever position into the pitch control software when activated. Use the all up and all down buttons on the dial face to activate or deactivate this feature. When a single LED is illuminated on the right-hand side of the dial face, the feature is activated. To exit the calibration mode, press the dim, auto, and hold buttons at the same time for 1 second. The process of commissioning the ProControl Auto system will entail operating the vessel on the water. Please follow all necessary safety precautions during this process. On initial power-up, after exiting the prior calibration menu, the ProControl Auto keypad will automatically enter the Sea Trial commissioning menu. To enter the ProControl Auto commissioning menu, press Auto and hold simultaneously until their green status LEDs rapidly flash in sync. This menu has 4 submenus as indicated by the left-hand LEDs on the keypad dial face. The submenus are Setting Idle Roll, Setting Pitch Control On or Off, Setting Low Speed Pitch Target, and Setting High Speed Pitch Target. Before proceeding, ensure the vessel has sat idle with the IMU powered on for at least 3 minutes. This allows the Pro Control IMU to become acclimated to the new installation. At the dock, in as calm of water as possible, set the idle roll position by distributing weight throughout the vessel in a manner that ensures it is floating level from port to starboard visually. This is most easily accomplished by moving a person or people from one side of the vessel to the other. Ensure that the first left-hand LED is flashing. Once the vessel has reached level roll from port to starboard, long press the dim button to store the position and the status LEDs will flash to confirm. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release to enter the pitch control on or off submenu. The second left-hand LED will flash. To turn pitch control on, one right-hand LED should be illuminated on the dial face. To toggle between pitch control on or off, press the All Up button on the dial face. When pitch control is off, the Pro Control Auto system will correct for roll only. It is now time to take the vessel out and finish the final 2 steps of the calibration process. This will require roughly 1/2 mile of as smooth of water as possible, where running on plane continuously without the need to excessively steer can be achieved. Excess rocking or porpoising will cause bad data to be stored in the system. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release to enter the low-speed pitch setup. The third left-hand LED will flash. Drive the vessel to open water. Place the vessel in gear. Using the all-down button, drive both trim tabs to roughly 50% as indicated by 5 lights illuminated on the right-hand side of the dial face. The left-hand side will not show tab position indication during this process, but by using the all-down button, both tabs will be equally deployed. Please be aware that in some installations, shifting back into neutral or reverse after the tabs have been manually deployed to 50% will cause them to auto-retract before the low-speed pitch setup is complete. If this occurs, simply shift the engine back and forward and redeploy the trim tabs. Slowly ramp up vessel speed by applying throttle. Watch the keypad during this process. The indicator lights will flash once the system detects peak bow rise followed by slight bow fall. It is important to ramp up speed slowly and capture this process at the moment in which it occurs, as indicated by flashing LEDs, by long pressing the dim button. Turn the dial counterclockwise and release to enter high-speed pitch setup. The fourth left-hand LED will flash. Retract the tabs fully using the all-up button until no LEDs are illuminated on the right-hand side of the dial face. Here again, the left-hand indicators will not show tab position, but by using the all-up button, both tabs will move simultaneously and in sync with each other. On some vessels, shifting to neutral will also retract the tabs automatically. Verify that there is a calm and clear path ahead to run the vessel in a straight line. Run the vessel at wide open throttle or the maximum safe operating speed. Once maximum speed is reached, wait 3 to 5 seconds, then long press the dim button and watch for the indicator LEDs to flash 3 times. The high-speed pitch target has been captured, and you may now slow the vessel down to idle speed. Exit the commissioning menu by simultaneously holding the auto and hold buttons for 3 seconds. The keypad controls are now in manual mode. Press the auto button to engage automatic mode on the Pro Control Auto system. The vessel is now ready to operate under normal conditions. In this section, we'll talk about how to use the Pro Control Auto system out on the water. When properly installed, the Pro Control Auto system should wake when the vessel's ignition is turned on. The lights will flash on the keypad, and once both status lights illuminate constantly, the system is fully awake. The system should wake in auto mode as indicated by the green LED on the auto button. If this LED is not illuminated, the system is in manual mode. To activate auto mode in this circumstance, press the auto button. Once you reach open water, advance the throttle forward. At the program transition speed or program throttle position on Mercury DTS equipped vessels, the trim tabs will automatically deploy to aid in the whole shot and planing process. Once on plane, the tabs will retract and the system will use data from the Pro Control IMU to automatically adjust the vessel's pitch and roll. The LED indicator lights on the dial face are bow-centric and indicate tab deployment relative to each tab's impact on the vessel's bow. Pro Control Auto will automatically adjust for dynamic running conditions such as changes in sea state, changes in weight distribution on board, and lower rate turns. If at any time a different target pitch or roll position is desired, simply turn or bump the instant roll control dial at the center of the keypad to adjust target roll, or press the all up and all down buttons on the center of the dial face to change target pitch. When using these controls, you will notice that the hold light illuminates. This indicates that the vessel is holding a temporary pitch and roll setting, which is different than the one configured in the initial keypad setup. Press the hold button to exit hold mode. The system will revert back to the stored automatic settings and erase the temporary hold, pitch, and roll settings that the vessel had been running at. By pressing the auto button or any of the lower individual up and down buttons, the system will exit automatic mode and enter manual mode. When in manual mode, the system no longer responds to pitch and roll data automatically, and the user must manually adjust the vessel's attitude using the keypad. The lower up and down buttons control each individual tab. The instant roll control dial moves the tabs at the same rate of travel, but in opposite directions. And the all up and down button at the center of the dial's face moves the tabs at the same rate of travel in the same direction. From manual mode, the vessel's operator can press hold, which will re-engage automatic control of the vessel, but hold the target pitch and roll, which was just selected in manual mode. The vessel's operator can also press auto, which will re-engage automatic mode and hold the target pitch and roll as commissioned in the Pro Control Auto system. When throttling back and coming off plane, the tabs will automatically deploy at a predetermined transition speed to aid in reducing bow rise and improving visibility. After this point, as the vessel continues to slow down, the tabs will automatically retract fully. When engine shift information is available over the network, the tabs will also automatically retract in neutral and reverse. When correctly wired, the system will automatically retract and enter standby mode upon turning the vessel's key switch to off. It is important to wait until the system completes this sequence before powering down the vessel's battery switches, if doing so is part of the regular shutdown practices at the end of each trip. Pro Control Auto also offers dimming control. Quick presses of the dim button on the keypad will cycle through the dimming settings, and long presses will place the system into night mode or day mode. Pro Control Auto offers global dimming compatible with Simrad, Lowrance, and Mercury equipment. On global dimming compatible networks, any one piece of equipment can dim all other compatible devices on the helm to keep lighting levels in sync. As a smart tab system, Pro Control Auto is able to detect and display a number of faults should they occur for instances where outside forces impact the system's ability to properly operate. There are 3 types of faults in the system. Critical, as indicated by rapidly flashing LED indicators on the dial face. Non-critical, as indicated by slow flashing LED indicators on the dial face. And a warning, as indicated by periodic flashes of LED indicators on the dial face. During critical faults, the system will be non-operational and will likely require service or advanced troubleshooting. During non-critical faults, the system will function in manual mode only. All faults will self-clear once the source of the fault has been resolved. Actuator faults will flash specific to the side of the actuator which is impacted. IMU faults will double flash on the keypad indicator LEDs.